What's up, guys? And welcome back to the GameShow Global Esports Cup. It's going to be a best of two between TNC and Ozone. We have ourselves improper names because Reborn is still being that terrible. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Daneliecasts for this best of two. How are you doing today?
Pretty knackered after a pretty long best of two series between Phoenix and Space Creators. Hopefully we get something a little bit more exciting. And I honestly thought this wasn't going to happen because for people that don't know, it was posted 3 hours ago on Ozone's Facebook page. They have technically disbanded, but they are still playing this tournament, or they're still playing this game. So after this, what happens with Ozone? Are they just going to drop out of the tournament completely and their score is just null?
It's either that or they'll keep playing under a different name. Maybe like the Ozone name dropped the team and the team is still gonna play. That is likely, I guess, but I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they have no idea either, but either way, this should be actually one of, if not the last games that they play, so maybe we won't have to, we'll find out much later. It won't really matter right now, because they're going up against TNC, who are currently 2-0-1, that's 2 wins, 0 losses, and a draw. TNC looking pretty strong over the past couple of games. They still have a lot more games to play, and up against Ozone, I would say that TNC probably the favorites, although I think that Ozone definitely have what it takes to bring something together here.
I think they could possibly finish this up in a 1-1. I don't think Ozone's going to be able to 2-0 TNC, because we know how strong TNC can be. If they get the lead that they want, they generally don't lose the lead. So much more stable, whereas for Ozone, sometimes when you watch them play, they have some stability issues, and maybe they make some wrong decisions, and they sometimes can throw that lead. So I think for Ozone, definitely looking into a 1-1. Whereas for TNC, I think TNC could pull out a 2-0, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. It is definitely Ozone as the underdogs, but they've been performing pretty decently. They've been going for, sometimes some greedy drafts, and, sometimes may or may not be punishable, but we'll see if they're actually able to get early game. I think that's really the Ozone's weakness from what we've seen of them. They just kind of hope that the early game is going to be okay. They don't really take really huge countermeasures to make sure that it's okay, but we'll see as they are going into their second drafting phase. Actually, Meepo is going to ban out one of Ozone's mainstays. Ember Spirit Shaker, Tusk Queen of Pain. Ozone do love their Ember Spirit a lot, but sometimes he just gets shut down and then he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so without the Meepo pick, I wonder what Ozone falls back to now, because Meepo and Ember Spirit is their bread and butter heroes. They always pick those two together. They always run this dual core lineup so that Meepo somehow creates space for Ember Spirit, because Meepo somehow manages to get absurd amounts of farm all the time. We've seen this hero fail. TNC tried to run a Meepo, and it didn't work. So this hero is not 100% guaranteed. We're not going to see it anyway, so it's really no big deal. So Ozone going to go for the Disruptor. Very, very solid support. They also have Ember Spirit and Earthshaker. Very, very good supporting duo, actually. Lots of kill potential, lots of catch. And Disruptor is going to be there mainly with the utility. Whereas for TNC, they have Tusk. We know what Tusk does. Lots of disruption, lots of chasing. And also some potential for burst if he does get some farm. And Queen of Pain, that early to mid game momentum here for TNC.
10 seconds remaining.
So for
Dazzle went to
Ozone.
Wyvern. Well, there's one. Dazzle getting picked up by TNC. Get the Snowball into a heal bomb, perhaps. Alternatively, just have them play in separate lanes, and individually they're going to be very strong. The Ozone picks are rather good up against Ember Spirit, so I do like how they're kind of doing double duty with this. I mean, they're fine with the Ember Spirit, obviously. Just glimpse on back into chains, or fissure them into chains and to burn them down with the Flame Guard. I mean, those are all great things that you can do as Ozone, but these are picks that TNC would have at least liked to consider going up against the Ember Spirit, because right now they don't really have the best answers. Queen of Pain, Orchid maybe down the line, but Tusk, Snowball, Walrus Punch. Sometimes it's enough if you have a lot of follow-up. Other times he'll just remnant away and then you can't do anything about it. So TNC should be looking for at least a little bit more crowd control. As for Ozone, it seems like they're going to go into the very cookie-cutter style of draft. This is almost as standard as it gets. They probably just need some sort of offlaner, like a Clockwork type hero.
There is a Night Stalker in the pool if TNC wants to pick it up. The silence is invaluable when dealing with the Ember Spirit. 8 seconds, and if you can get it off, then typically Ember Spirit should either be dead or almost dead, depending on if the supports can react in time. But they're going to go back for the Jug. I've seen teams picking up Jug a little bit more recently. He's a very
10
balanced
seconds remaining.
agility carry just because he has a built-in heal for sustain. He's got his own
5
built-in
seconds
BKB,
remaining.
built-in crit, and then he has the Omni Slash to really dish out some damage. So
Dire team back.
Juggernaut doesn't scale extremely well into the late game, but I feel like it's just a very safe pick here for TNC so that they do have some sort of late game.
Yeah, it is a little bit more early game slanted. Like Juggernaut, very similar to the Gyrocopter in that regard, can do quite a bit early on.
10
Maybe not to the
seconds
Gyrocopter's
remaining.
extent, because Gyrocopter's like the best at it. But yeah, still for
5
TNC, they have
seconds
a pretty
remaining.
aggressive combination here. Juggernaut Dazzle is actually pretty threatening. Like, not really much so for the Poison Touch, but it's the
Reserve
fact that
time.
you can get in there with the Tusks, start spinning, and start bouncing off that Shadow Wave. And that's a lot of mixed damage. It's really hard to deal with for Ozone. Unless the Shaker's there at the exact perfect time, unless the hero that they're going in has some sort of mobility
Radiant
spell, a blink
team
spell, Ember Spirit, namely. But it seems like TNC want to get a little bit more momentum under the shoes a little bit earlier on, and Ozone are with a very similar game plan. So for the most part, these picks are very much so mirrored. Like they don't really have any vast differences in their overarching game plan. Both offlane heroes are going to be banned out right now. Again, Clockwork, Night Stalker, Undying's not in the pool anymore, but there are quite a few offlane
10
heroes for
seconds
Ozone to select,
remaining.
and luckily for them, they get the first pick.
Yeah,
5
I wonder what
seconds
they are
remaining.
going to be going for in the end, because we typically see these last picks being those special picks, those special
Reserve
heroes that
time.
we don't normally see, and I hope we see something a little bit different here for Ozone. They've got lots of time to think about this. Based with the drafts, would you say it's rather even, or would you have a slight bit of favoritism between them?
No, I think it's probably just going to be as even as it gets. I mean, Ozone, their supports are fairly defensive. I'm assuming this Tusk is going to be played as a support as well, so like maybe TNC have a little bit more offensive power with just their supports than of themselves, but the combos that Ozone can perform with their supports, I mean, those are substantial enough to make the lack of overall damage on the supports kind of mitigate that difference. So yeah, it is, I would say, for the most part, an even draft, and I don't actually think anyone's going to get a significant edge with this last pick. Like, I just don't see that happening.
Who knows though? We could see an aggressive tri-lane maybe for Ozone. Disruptor, okay in a tri-lane. Earthshaker, probably the best hero in a tri-lane scenario, because if you can get that fissure block, then that's great. But no, they're going to go for the
Dire
Clockwork,
team
and
pick.
it's one of the safer off lanes. We don't see him as much anymore. He's not as popular, but he still serves the same purpose, right? He's just there for initiation. Huskar, final pickup for TNC. So, how's this Huskar lane going to work? Is it going to be a dual lane Huskar Tusk?
It
Any
could
off
be
lane?
that. It could be an offlane Queen of Pain with Dazzle. They definitely have their options. And for TNC, do you know how I just said the
They have
chances
no
of them gaining a
names.
significant advantage off of the last pick is pretty low? I'm wrong. I'm very,
Yep.
very wrong, because Ozone have absolutely nothing to deal with the Huskar. They have a couple of stuns. They have, like, Cogs, which are actually really good versus Huskar, and Call Down is inconvenience. But as far as actually killing off Huskar, well, first of all, it's difficult. Second of all, there's Healing Ward, Shadow Wave, Grave, and Snowball behind him, and they just don't have that much physical damage. So this is maybe
10
one of those
seconds
situations
remaining.
where Ozone messed up their draft. They got a little bit careless
5
about
seconds
what heroes
remaining.
they picked up, what heroes they let through, and TNC now may just have a free win.
I guess it depends how the Huskar goes, though, right? Because again, we still have to look at the laning stage, see who wins the lanes, who gets that farm. Because with the kind of draft that Ozone is going to be playing, they have a Gyrocopter that's going to be dishing out most of the damage. Clockwork is there for disruption. Ember Spirit's not going to come online until about the 25-minute mark. So yeah, they're going to have to probably go for this sort of hit and run style of play, avoiding the Huskar as much as possible. Because Ember Spirit can eventually deal with him. It's just his physical damage output's severely limited before he gets that Battle Fury. So TNC, I'd say they have a huge advantage just because they have this Huskar on board. And if he blows up, I don't know if Ozone's going to ever catch up to him. Unless they win some very decisive team fights, but it shouldn't happen because, again, we're looking at TNC. One of the more experienced teams in Southeast Asia.
They were all properly tagged up in the lobby and everything looked great, and then Reborn crapped all over it. So yeah, it is definitely up to Ozone to win this game and up to TNC to lose this game, if that makes any sense. Like, it is going to require Ozone to make a lot more big plays for them. For TNC, just have Huskar unleash Huskar and do Huskar things. I mean, just abuse the fact that you don't take any magical damage, and the enemy team is mostly magical. So, yeah, it's gonna be a difficult laning phase and mid game from Ozone, and because Reborn ate everyone's names, we don't exactly know who's who. But for the Ozone side, they're gonna put Trash on the Ember Spirit, on the Gyrocopter it's Eiley, and Magical on the Disruptor, and well, not really sure if these are actually stand-ins or if it's just bugged out. We got Road to 4.5k MMR, high ambitions there on the Shaker, and Clockwork is being played by I Come From Space. And ooh, they're going to be actually wandering into an Observer Ward. Looks like TNC probably don't want to go into that.
It depends who comes through, though. You're looking at a Ember Spirit who's looking rather tasty in a little bit, not FY, this is not legitimately FY, but they want to try and chase down this Ember Spirit, actually getting the cute block off, and now Trash might be in a load of trouble. No one's going to be there to save him. First blood for TNC already off the bat. Very patient plays, and they get rewarded. And we get a disconnect. At least it was the Huskar. At least it was just the Huskar. He wasn't even in there.
Yeah, it's second only to the good luck, have fun after getting first blood like that. Those are actually like absolutely perfect shards. This isn't FY, guys, but you know it may just as well be, since the shards first of all blocked him out from that like narrow passes through the trees. Also blocked him out from eating one tree and being able to get away. And it looked like you should have been able to eat one tree and then like slip around the side, but no, the shards were actually perfectly placed. And the Queen of Pain did go for Blink, which was I feel like probably unnecessary, but she could have just gone Shadow Strike here. But either way, it is going to be TNC grabbing a very, very easy first blood. And yeah, Ember Spirit is the hero that needs to do that physical damage versus Huskar. Dying that early isn't going to really set him back or anything like that, but still, dying, it doesn't really set him off to the greatest of starts.
Yeah, so bottom rune going to be secured here by TNC. Top rune by Ozone. Now, do I bother introducing TNC? Because their names are completely screwed. I know some of the Ozone names are correct.
Yeah.
But
let's just say everyone from TNC, guys, everyone who you would expect to be on TNC is on TNC.
I presume EU is on the Dazzle. He's typically on the support. So,
and then
EU on the Dazzle.
Then Lucky's probably Tusk. Or
probably.
Actually, unless I think EU plays a Tusk, so I think you swap those. I'm pretty sure we got Raven Huskar. I'm pretty sure we got
yes.
Sam H, Queen of Pain, and then that leaves... Come on, I got this. Teehee is on the Juggernaut mid.
But we won't fall back to those names because they're not going to remember it.
And those might not even be right. Bottom lane, though, they're going to find Magical. He's caught again in the shards. Chains will actually completely miss from Trash. So that's not even going to help, even if it did land. But Disruptor, yeah, getting into a really bad spot where there's actually nowhere to run. And are we sure this isn't FY? Like, at this point, we're pretty sure he's not. But he, again, is performing as if he may be. Ozone not exactly starting this off lane off perfectly. Now Trash is going to get jumped once again by the shards. Well, luckily for him, these Tusk is actually just 2 mana away from a snowball, which would have been really bad. But yeah, this is a lane that is supposed to be the most lost lane from TNC. I guess, you know, second to the mid lane, but you know, they're dominating it.
This is a huge win for TNC. So with this, are they going to do something to capitalize on the lane, or do they just get a really, really early Orchid? Typically, if you can get an early Orchid and you're an offlane Queen of Pain, you're golden. And they're going to be doing a crap load of damage to Trash. So this Ember Spirit has a salve left. He can fall back to the supports regen, but the only other regen is going to be Tangos after this salve. So Trash, unfortunately, is going to start being severely limited when it comes to regen. Top lane for this Clockwork. He is having a hell of a lane. He is not going to have fun here. And he's actually ticking out quite a bit. Going to chase after a Dazzle. Yeah, with that much HP, I don't think you want to go anywhere near that Dazzle. And again, oh no, didn't get the cancel. I was thinking about it. In the meantime, though, we have Dazzle doing Dazzle things. Won't get the initial courier snipe, but he may get the snipe on the way back.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
Throw. It's a throw. GG.
Got him.
At least it wasn't the bottom
down, boys. Rip Courier down towards bottom lane. They're going to try to go for Ice. And, well, he does have a blink. Chains will again miss. Okay, so, yeah, not only are TNC just dominating this lane, Trash is also getting really unlucky with his chains, which doesn't exactly help. Now they're going to turn around. Shards are going to connect. Snowball in. Queen of Pain is healthy enough to go for this one. Thunderstrike will not stop them. Now Shadow Strike onto Magical Shaker is going to push them away. Has a fissure, but that's all he has. And they will trade hits, couple of hits, but it's still going to be TNC's bottom lane to draw 3 kills. I would expect top lane to have the first kill on this Clockwork, but it seems like we may be going for that right about now. Poison Touch just for a little bit of slow. Looks like space is going to be just fine for now, but you know, when the wave gets pushed out just a little bit too much, that's really the only chance he has to get any sort of experience. Other than that, Burning Spear is going to be chucked at him 24/7, and Clockwork probably just going to have to resort to last hitting with Flare. He may have to max that one out, which isn't, you know, a disaster, but it's never really what you want to be doing.
I think at this point, just get level 6. That's the major thing for Clockwork. Just get that level 6, have the hook shot, and then get those crucial kills that your team so desperately needs. Like, this Ember Spirit needs a load of space, and unfortunately because of that, it's going to put a lot of burden onto the Gyrocopter to perform, because if he's not able to make space for the Ember Spirit, then I don't really think Ozone's going to be able to really compete versus TNC, especially with what they have and what they're going to have in the future when it comes to items. So the game honestly is very, very scary here for Ozone. If they're not able to stabilize at some point, I'm not sure if that TNC will give them a point to stabilize, and they're going to jump on Magical.
Snowball's going to completely dodge the Glimpse also, which is weird because it's like one of the only tools that actually does that. Like Eul Scepter doesn't do that. Don't ask why, guys. Snowball is just that good of a spell. And, well, Disruptor really wanted to get that Glimpse back. He really wanted it, and he paid for it with his life. Yeah, that's going to be the second death of Magical. We've seen Ozone do a lot better than this. Like, this is, like, not exactly draft disadvantage. We're going to see that maybe later, but they're going to jump in again with trash. This time the chains will land properly. He will get saved. Here comes the Clockwork. There's a DD run on the Queen of Pain, though. She's more than okay sitting here and duking it out. Clockwork's not winning this race. I don't think he realizes it just yet, but he will indeed lose the race. And with the Salve and Bottle Charges, they'll juice up the Queen of Pain. They're going to get a kill over in mid. QWERTY's going to get his Bottle Charges up as well with the Grave. He'll survive. And they're going to go back into the bottom lane, kill up the Ember Spirit. Oh my, is this game just like... what can Ozone do at this point? They haven't even started to deal with this Huskar yet. Huskar's been perfectly quiet, and they're just losing to the other 4 heroes of TNC. Those are the heroes that Ozone are supposed to have the answers for.
This is the sort of lead that Ozone needed. They need to be what TNC is doing right now.
Yes, if you swap the roles right now, that would be Ozone with a chance in this game.
Yes.
But instead...
the other way around.
It's definitely not over yet because of, you know, Gyrocopter is going for level 6. You have the utility and just the brokenness of a fissure, which can, you know, split up a fight, get to the Juggernaut on one side and everyone else on the other. Stuff like that is what's going to help them come back into this game, but this is definitely not the start that they were looking for.
It's not. And I think with Ozone as well, they're running at a small disadvantage. Oh god, the Fissure actually blocking trash in with 2 heroes. He might get Ice though, which will be a very nice pickup. Gets the Queen of Pain, now FY. Gonna try and go for a counter kill. Here's the Snowball. Will connect the trash. Can he finish him off in time? One more punch, and they will finish him off. The Glimpse might save FY. Oh no, he gets out with the kill. Gets out with murder. That's not the Glimpse.
Had stick charges also. I'm pretty sure Glimpse or not, he would have been fine. It looks like over in mid lane, had an Omni Slash onto the Gyrocopter. Not quite enough damage to get the kill, but enough damage to force him all the way back to the fountain. Ozone gets something, right? It's something for them. It's a kill on the Queen of Pain, getting a little bit too aggressive with her blink, but we have a 6-minute armlet on the Huskar, and now we have a spin on the Earthshaker. Is he just dead here? Got a little bit too close to the Juggernaut. Disrespect. Now the cooldown's going to come in, and with the Rocket Barrage, they should be able to get a return kill on the Juggernaut, and they will. So that's something for Eiley over in mid. FY is going to arrive. Probably shouldn't do anything here, but Huskar's going to jump into the Clockwork, annihilate him. And he should be fine to armlet toggle his way out of that tower's range. And yeah, he will do just that. Oh, over towards mid. They're going to go into the Gyrocopter, who's still here. I assume Gyrocopter wouldn't go into the Tusk like that because it's a super high level Tusk. He's just as high level as you are. But apparently Ozone have a Death Wish.
So this game... it's getting out. Okay, let's just be honest. This game was out of Ozone's hand. 7 minutes in the game. So,
I think, like, the thing is, if you have like this set of heroes for Ozone, oh, they're gonna snowball in towards mid lane onto Earthshaker. This time the Juggernaut's there. Walrus Punch in the spin. That's a dead Shaker. Someone's coming in. It's the Clockwork, but is this just another target? Oh, he's gonna take a big hit from the Dazzle, but it looks like he won't die here. Now with this draft remote, god damn it! Every single time I try to make a point, TNC get more kills. Oh, they're gonna go in again. Clockwork. They're gonna snowball right in with 3 heroes. There's the heal bomb afterwards. Someone's coming in. Is he actually gonna teleport into the cogs? Oh, that'll be really bad. He's gonna let the call down fly, and it will connect onto 0 heroes. And are we done, guys? Are we done? Do they have any more mana on the Tusk? They have enough for a snowball in 4 seconds with the stick charges. But okay, given the draft of Ozone,
slash on QWERTY. Just keep an eye on this mid lane. Talk in this mid lane.
Is under attack.
Given the draft of Ozone, with any given team... No, goddammit, it, guys, stop it! They're gonna go again for Magical Horse Punch, Dead Disruptor. Can I please make a point without you guys ruining it with your kills and your aggression? You're so rude.
Just keep an eye on the mid lane.
No, you talk. I'm done.
Well, what's your point? No. Just keep going with your point.
I was saying that with the draft of Ozone, they have a chance of coming back in theory. But given their play style, like, if they keep playing like this, they just won't win. They're going to go ahead and kill off the Queen of Pain, though. Trash is going to actually dodge the final Scream of Pain, which I think would have killed him off. So that's a pretty big play for the Ember Spirit. Just do that 5 more times, and you'll have a chance in this game. But, yeah, the team is not playing in such a way that will help them win this game. Like, if they keep playing like this, there's no chance that they win. They have to shape up and actually stop going in one at a time.
It's just TNC walking all over them, pretty much. And TNC knows what they want to do. They just want to shut down a certain group of heroes. And they know the Gyrocopter is going to be the main momentum hero, so why jump on Ember Spirit when you can go kill the Gyrocopter instead? Clockwork's just hit level 6. He's still sitting in the top lane. They have to make something happen with this hookshot. Although I don't think they should try to even attempt the Husker, because he's got an armlet. He's also got the makings of a, what I presume is going to be Helm with the Dominator. We got a smoke in the mid lane. They might see not just a heal bomb, but maybe, just maybe, a potential spin as well. No, don't go in, Ailey. It's a trap.
Oh, no.
Okay, it's fine. No, it's a trap anyway.
Yep.
Behind your tower or not, it's still a trap.
Negative weave also. Oh, this Walrus Punch is going to hurt. Fissure's going to slow down the Juggernaut, but it will not slow down the Tusk. Heal Bomb will kill off the Shaker. Call down is onto 0 heroes. They all get away, and they missed the hookshot also. Oh, I come from space. What you do? And the Healing Ward is keeping everyone alive. Shards to connect on the Clockwork. He's stuck in the Thunderdome. Eiley's gonna get a Soul Rocket Barrage onto base Nectar, but it's not even gonna do enough damage at this point because of that Healing Ward there. It is level 2 Healing Ward. Apparently that's enough. Looking for the final kill on the Gyro. Looks like he just got out of range of Snowball. Shards wouldn't have quite done enough. Oh, in the bottom river though, this time man fight for the Queen of Pain. She's going to get the kill with poison, then walk away because, you know, cool guys don't look at explosions. And then she's gonna sit on the Remnant, just taunting for buyback. But of course Ember Spirit doesn't have that. He's so poor.
And then now we're probably going to have the exact same story happen in a few seconds as our Earthshaker,
Oh, no.
Snowball, Spin, Punch, Gyro finding something. Nope, wait, he does get the Dazzle. He gets the Dazzle kill. Going to try and jump onto Cody, but the crits. 250 crit and Omni Slash. Oh my god, completely melted. FY gets sent back, but magical. You are stuck in the tree line, my friend. And FY, he wants a chicken dinner. Can he find it though? Snowball's going to be there. Frozen chicken dinner.
Keep in mind, guys, that the Huskar still hasn't done anything yet. Like, Huskar actually has been doing nothing in this game. This could be literally any other hero, and it would have been the same thing. Once Huskar decides to join the fights, first of all, I don't know if we can call these fights, but once Huskar decides to join the rest of the game that his allies are playing, then Ozone are just like, what the hell do they do? They're losing 5v4 already, and they have to deal with a hero that they don't have an answer for, who's insanely farmed. Like, I just don't know.
Technically, it's 3v5 because the Queen of Pain has been stuck in the bottom lane, or she's just stayed in the bottom lane.
So I guess like 3v4 then,
3v4 because Ember Spirit. Yeah.
So now, if they kill off the Huskar once, they have to kill him again, so there's that. There's almost an Orchid on the Queen of Pain. She already has one of her O-Staffs. There's a Blink Dagger on the Tusk. This is an 11-minute Blink Dagger on a quote-unquote support hero. They will fail to kill Trash, although they're going to go in. That's not a failure just yet. Walrus Punch is there. Negative Weave. The Scream is nowhere in range. Sonic Wave, though, right over the top, and Ember Spirit Shield will not protect him from Pure. Earthshaker's here. Probably shouldn't be here. He has backup in Magical, but he also can't really help out here because FY... He wants blood. Blink in. Snowball, Walrus Punch, it's all up. Will that kill? With the shard there, a couple more hits. Walrus Punch is gonna miss. Oh, okay, I don't know what happened the first time, but he got him. 709 Tusk. He's gonna run to the Gyrocopter. Really the only hero on Ozone who has any significant threat because of Rocket Barrage and Call Down. But TNC don't really care. Like, there's a creep wave here for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But they're just feeding off of Ozone right now. I'm starting to think that the road to 4.5k MMR might not be a joke. Oh, sick burns.
Oh my goodness.
I'm kidding, of course, guys.
No, I'm surprised with Ozone because they're supposed to be making room for Trash. the Ember Spirit, and then Clockwork's using the space. I come from space. Maybe he means I use space. He has a TP scroll and 700 gold. Clockwork is just not really the hero to capitalize too much. Yeah,
they're getting kills all over the place. Can Qwerty even die? Well, he's going to start spinning the Shaker. Has the healing ward, which is actually protected because of the angle of the fissure. Now Magical's going to come in. He has Glimpse, which will keep Qwerty in theory in place if he didn't have a haste rune and was able to run straight out of the range. So there's that. Yeah, this is not the Ozone that we've seen in previous games. Who did... Ozone 1-1 Hot 6, for whatever that's worth, guys. Like, this is not a team. If you play like this, you're not supposed to be able to 1-1 Hot 6. So I don't really know what happens, but yeah, we've seen Ozone perform a lot better in the past, and I can only hope that for Game 2, they kind of shape things up, because right now, the net worth is actually being led by all dire heroes. Now it's trash. You're just going to die to a Walrus Punch? Not quite. Just need one more hit. Well, FY is merciful. He giveth and he taketh away.
And look at all the wards as well for TNC. They're all aggressive wards. They don't even have to put anything on their side of the map because they know that Ozone is never going to cross. Can we say they're never going to cross this line?
I mean, they might cross it, but they will die if they do. So
yeah.
Like,
and then eventually it's going to be this. And then eventually it's going to be this.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have too much map to work with.
We might actually get to that stage. Like, ordinarily, fountain diving is a joke, but when you have this much of a lead, when the enemy carry has less than your 5-position support, yeah, I don't really know how you lose the game from there. They're going to just dive in all the way because YOLO, I guess. They're going to go into the cogs, at least the Tusk will. Can they lay a call down here? Where is the Gyrocopter? He's actually really wounded. He's backing off. They just can't kill the Huskar. He's on the front lines, taking all the hits. Healing Ward's keeping him up. Plus he has Armlet and Dazzle Grave if needed. That was, yeah, I mean, the best scenario for Ozone in theory, but no Gyrocopter, no fight.
Well, T2 taken 14 minutes or 15 minutes into the game. T3 gonna be taken 15 minutes into the game. Rax taken 16 minutes into the game. And Ember Spirit gets caught. Oh no.
Jump away.
Oh, he just gets out. That was so close. FY they're taking a lot of damage. There's no glimpse available. They do bring him back, but can they finish him off in time? The Graves there to save him up, and the entire draft just gets screamed to death.
It's over.
And the GG 15 minutes in. Well, we kind of saw this happening. At least they didn't get fountain dived. And the Orchid gets finished 15 minutes in as an off-lane Queen of Pain. That was a disgusting game.
Is there anything that can be said about this game? Like, actually anything? Like, if you just look at these teams, if we haven't seen Ozone before, if I've never seen Ozone in the past, I would say, what the hell are they doing here? But we have seen really good play from them.
Exactly.
So, I don't know what happened. I hope that for Game 2, they can bring it together, at least last for 20 minutes or something. But, I don't know. This is the type of game that puts you on tilt. Like, this is the type of game that puts you on tilt really hard. But, guys, I'm Mikelorus. I'm joined by Daneliecasts. This one might be over early. And, well, we'll be right back for Game 2 to see if TNC can beat their record of 15 minutes, 21 seconds, just a little bit, guys.